Yo, what up? It's Moses. I want everybody to know I'm doing well. I moved yet again. I moved in with my new girlfriend. Jimmy is not here. Gaia is not here. Liz is not here. I can meditate. I can make YouTube videos. I can get in the booth without interruption. I've been working on a lot of projects, getting a lot of shit done. Haven't been drinking, been very sober, improving my life, doing very well. Liz, on the other hand, she's not doing so well. Liz is the mother of my child. Now, before I go deeper into my story, gentlemen, I want you to know that not every woman can handle good sex and a great relationship and your beautiful personalities. It can't be done. You can't give everybody 100%. Now, one of the reasons that I am so reserved, and not to be arrogant, one of the reasons that I'm so reserved is that I don't like specific people to like me, because a lot of the people who like me are people who like me a lot more than I like them, and they appreciate things that honestly I don't see in myself. I don't understand why certain people like me in specific ways, and it's nothing wrong with thinking that you're the shit, but I don't think I'm all the way the shit. I really don't. I really But when you give yourself to somebody and you open up and they see how funny you are, and I don't think I'm super fucking funny. They see how intelligent you are, and I definitely don't think I'm very intelligent. Honestly, I think I'm kind of stupid because I have so much knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and I'm not monetizing it. Not enough. Not enough to be comfortable as I feel I should be. When you have talents, and honestly, I don't think I'm that talented. I think my music's kind of trash. Honestly, I think a lot of it's fire, and I think most of it's trash. When you have all these combinations of talent and beautiful, now, as far as my physical beauty, I think I'm pretty sexy. But when you combine beauty, talent, intelligence, great sense of humor, flexibility, physical strength, um, these things a lot of people can't handle the embodiment of abundance. When you give that to them and you take it away, you could possibly destroy them. You could send them into a world with no light. People who are not used to having people care about them and love them 100% and be in love with them, they tend to do fucked up shit when you give them gold and diamonds and you take it away. When you tell them you can touch the gold, you can touch the diamonds, you can spend a little bit, just replace it in time. And you take it away and you put it in a museum and say, look, you can look at it, but you can't touch it. It's not yours anymore. It was yours, but now it has to go. It has to be free like a bird. It has to build more value so it could be more beautiful. Indulge and you give them limits after and they've never had either of those options, they might do some dumb shit. You can't give every poor person money. You can't give every person that lives in scarcity an opportunity to better themselves. I'm not saying poor people shouldn't have money if if they don't know how to handle it or if they've never had anything. I absolutely don't believe that. I'm just saying there's There's a lot of people who win the lottery, who strike gold, who come up and they don't know how to handle it. They develop drug problems. They put themselves in debt that they would have never had if they had not acquired this unearned money, these unearned riches. When you take somebody that's desperate with a scarcity mindset who never felt that they were worth anything and you give them everything and then you take it away, that could really hurt them. Now, the situation is, of course, I already told you, I separated myself from where Liz lived. Because you know what? I love her, but I don't want to live with her motherfucking ass. And that's totally fine. I really prided myself on being there every day for my son, teaching him how to walk, teaching him words, how to crawl, teaching him all kind of cool shit, building blocks with him, playing cards with him, watching Dragon Ball with him, singing with him, dancing with him, making beats with him. And evidence of all of this is all through my YouTube, all through my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, since he was born. The amount of time minus the 10, 11 days that I've been here in my new home that I spend away from my child is probably a month at most, minus this 2 weeks. He's been over his sister's house, which he has three sisters. His mother has three children that don't live with her for whatever reason. He's probably seen them less than 10 times. When we lived in Oklahoma, he's been to Chicago twice. Um, that time's probably totaling less than 10 days. So about a month that I've been without my son before me moving away from him. And I've been there every day since, besides me working a job, a 9 to 5, to put his mother through school, so she could have the job that she works right now, the data entry job that she would have not been qualified for otherwise had I not worked my ass off and walked up and down hills in Oklahoma, hot ass Oklahoma, and 10-degree weather to keep the bills on so she didn't have to work to go through school. Um, Besides that, I've been there. Now, of course, Liz and I were together for like 3 years. Since she was a year younger than I am, since she was 26, something like that. And I was 23, 22 and 23. Now, out of that 3 to 4 years, 3.5 years, we were together for about 2 years and 6 months, 4 to 6 months, something like that. So we have not been together for almost a full year. The last 3 months that we lived in Oklahoma, we were not together. We moved from Oklahoma in October, which means that October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, we haven't been together for almost 10 months now. We have not been a couple. Now, me moving affected her life in a way that she thinks that it's okay that not only did I not pay for my son when I sent her money, I had to buy him fucking, I had to buy him shit and tell a family member that she bought it. She won't let me send him money, and she's not fucking rich. She doesn't have money, and she's horrible with money. I sent her money for fucking cigarettes and food and shit like that. I'm sure she probably spent it all on cigarettes. Probably bought some motherfucking Pizza Hut, something like that. We had an agreement that, look, this is my child. I spent more time with him than you have. I know him a little bit better than you. Out of the month, when you get your license fixed, because she's driving around with no license, in a car. One out of the four cars that I did not buy, the first one, she didn't buy it either. Um, Driving around with my son with no license, which if she gets pulled over, she wouldn't have him because she would be in fucking jail. When you get your license fixed, which I'm giving her money, well, now I can't give her money because every time I send it to her, she sends it back. When you get your license fixed in June, or you can have somebody in my family, since none of her family actually fucks with her, and she doesn't have any support from anybody but her high school dropout friends. When you get your license fixed, you bring my son down here. He'll spend 2 weeks out of the month with me every month. You spend 2 weeks with him, bring him for the other 2 weeks of the month, come pick him up, drop him off for 2 weeks. Now, if you factor in the fact that she works from 8 in the morning to 3, sometimes 5, to 8 at night to 10, sometimes 1, because she works at a bar at night. When you factor in all those hours and the fact that she sleeps for 8 hours a day, me spending a full week with him would be the equivalent of her spending a month with him. So out of those 2 weeks, I would have spent 2 months to her week with him. She doesn't want to do that. On top of that, she never has time to actually raise her child. She's not potty training him anymore like I started him. When you take into account that she doesn't spend time with him and things that a normal child needs from a mother, and the fact that I actually am not running, I'm actually sending you money. Yeah, I'm maintaining my smoking habits. I haven't been drinking, paying phone bill. Why would you punish my child because I don't want to live with you? I told her a minute ago, look, you probably got another year of my time. I don't want to live with you. When you get your children back, I don't want to be their dad. I don't want to be around them like that. You can't even maintain specific environmental standards. And I'm not gonna put everything out there that we go through because that's not everybody's fucking business. But I want you guys to know you cannot, you cannot, you can't fuck the shit out these females to sleep, bro. You can't give them your whole personality, bro. You can't give them your whole heart every time. You gotta screen these people. You can't show them how wonderful and beautiful that I know you are. Not every time, because they sometimes won't want to let you go. Because sometimes they will use your children as leverage. Sometimes they will try to poison your life with their fucking faggotry. That can happen. They don't give a fuck about their own children. They don't give a fuck about their own minds, bodies, souls. They don't give a fuck about the fact that they have other children. They just want your dick. They just want your love, your attention, and to take pictures with you on Instagram for all their friends that thought they weren't gonna be shit and they were gonna marry some fucking beer belly fat Billy Bob ass nigga. Oh, he's black. He's beautiful. He looks like he's about 20, 21, 19 possibly. And she got married. She's been married for 7 years. She's about to be fucking 35 in 3 years. Oh, he put her through school while he was working at Burger King, doing all kind of illegal shit. He must be a real nigga. He has a YouTube. They go to motherfucking sushi restaurants and drink sake. That's what she wants, bro. The possessiveness. That's horrible, bro. She wants all of that Instagram flexing, the good dick, cuddling with somebody that's not a fucking pit bull and a baby. She would rather her child suffer and poverty become the language that she speaks. For you to be unhealthy, for you to be unhappy, for you to be locked down, can't even go outside, can barely even smoke a motherfucking cigarette, definitely can't get drunk, can't make YouTube videos, can't do music. If I tell you, bro, if I don't do music after a specific point, if I don't get to meditate, if I don't get to have that serenity, that quiet, that's that's gonna make me not be able to handle my life. I need quiet. I need to be able to work on my goals. I need to be able to take a goddamn shower. I need to be able to wake up at the time I want instead of 5:30 in the morning so I can have a couple hours to myself. I need to be able to eat when I want to eat. And it's not my child. It's not my I'm already agreeing to take my son for half the month. 2 weeks out of the month. I could do three. I could do the rest of his life. I just don't want to. I just don't want to live with her motherfucking ass. I just don't want to take care of her pit bull that I told her I didn't want to take care of. I just don't want the things that she personally has to offer. That has nothing to do with my son. Nothing. I don't need you showing me shit on Facebook that's so funny, distracting me from my work. I don't need you playing loud ass music. I don't need you coming home and telling me how shitty your date was. I don't need you trying to introduce me to your ex meth head friends. I don't need you getting mad at me because I don't want to go in public with you because you don't know how to act. I don't need you asking me for money, borrowing money for dumb shit, and trying to pay me back with a fucking Applebee's lunch, Applebee's dinner when I don't want to go to goddamn Applebee's. I want you to give me my cash back. I don't want any of that. And you making my son suffer with the stench of poverty because you think that that's the right thing to do? Or you might be so intelligent as to realize your mental illness is overriding your logic, whatever logic that you have not smoked and snorted away. When you run into people like this, you need to realize that this woman this woman is not rare at all. This woman may tell you stories about how her friends keep their children away from the fathers of their children and say how disgusting they are and tag you in Facebook posts about uh, baby mamas keeping their children away from their fathers and taking the money that they sent for child support and doing some trifling ass shit with it, letting riffraff around their children and having uncles teach them how to hold guns and having all kind of boyfriends, fake ass boyfriends, being called dad and tell you that they're nothing like that. That's not true, bro. Just because they say it. I feel if they bring that up, if they keep, I would never do that. That's some rat ass shit. That's some ratchet shit. She must be from the west side. That's that bitch. That's that bitch. You don't want to be with me, so I'm gonna hold your children accountable. I'm gonna punish them for your sins. That's horrible, bro. You rather my son go without than take my money because you think I don't fucking love you anymore. I do love you. I just don't love the shit you do. I love the idea of you. I love you from a distance. I love most people from a distance. My family, I love them from a distance, and they love me from a distance. But that's just how bro, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. I miss my son, and I mean having the satisfaction of taking care of him every day. That's gone. I send her money, she sends it back. I can't make the bitch take my motherfucking money. All I can do is send it to my family and tell them to say they fucking give it to her and not me. But sending me death threats, telling me that you wish that I was suicidal and I couldn't find the strength or the tools to kill myself successfully, telling me that you hope that I suffer because I abandoned you when I told you months and months ago that I don't want to live with you anymore. When I told you days before I didn't want that I was definitely gonna move. When you told me, bro, you're not doing anything. You don't have any certifications. You don't have any degrees because you were putting me through school. You were working at Burger King for almost a year, paying for me to go to school, and I don't want you to live with me anymore because you don't have any certifications. When the deal was, look, I'll put you through school and get your money and then return the favor. Then I'll go through some 1 year program that costs like $2,000, like welding, costs like fucking $2,000 at Harper Community College. And she makes that easy, especially how she's living. And you just being bamboozled, bro. She bamboozled the fuck out of me. I knew I shouldn't have trusted that shit. Look, you got 4 kids, I have one. I just have Jimmy. So you need to go to school so you can take care of your children. And then when you get everything situated, I'll work a 9 to 5, probably at a warehouse or something like that. And you pay for me to go to school, return the favor because me walking down the street in dry ass Oklahoma, 100-degree, triple-degree weather, triple digit weather, and 10 degrees, 2 miles, 3 miles from and to work in Tornado Alley when it's raining, nigga, tornado warnings and shit. For you to go to school, I want to do that for you because you have children and I have a child. Because you have a little bit more going on than me. Because you have 3 birthdays to pay for by yourself and I only have one. So you take this gift and better yourself out of love. And then you turn around and tell me, Aaron, I don't want to live with you anymore. You're not doing anything with your life. When I just put you through school, and then when I actually leave, you tell me I can't see my son and you won't accept my motherfucking money? That's crazy, bro. And my son is going without. This bitch is not rich. $2,000 a month in Chicago, bro. She makes probably like four something, 430, 450 a week. $2,000 a month in Chicago, bro. That's not shit, bro. And she doesn't live in the city. She lives in the north suburbs, bro. The northwest suburbs. That shit's not cheap. Not at all. Not at all. A fucking studio in Chicago, in an okay part of Chicago is $900 a fucking month, and that shit's probably like 11 now, because that was 3 years ago that we lived there. And you're required to have a 2 bedroom when you have a child. So a 2 bedroom, a 1 bedroom in Chicago, in the north suburbs where we just came from, that shit was 1,200. So a 2 bedroom is gonna be anywhere from 1,400 to 1,600 with no motherfucking credit. A felon with no credit, with bad credit. And you don't need my money? You're gonna let my son suffer like that? Even when she wasn't, even when the bills weren't that motherfucking high, even when she was in the 1 bedroom, she was still asking me for gas money. She was still getting payday loans. So I know now her shit's fucked up even more. I just want you guys to know, ladies, I mean, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If you don't feel like you deserve that, if you feel like you're unequal to this person, don't let him put a fucking baby in you leave. Because you know yourself enough. You know yourself and you think you wouldn't do some shit similar to this fag ass bitch. But who knows? You just might. If you like that man that much more than you like yourself, if you love that man that much more than you love yourself, if if you really think you don't deserve him, you should probably, you know, either level up, go to get some fucking therapy, or get a nigga that you really don't like that. Get somebody you really don't love like that. Get somebody who won't fuck the shit out you till you go to sleep. Wake up, make you breakfast, give you money, take you places, take care of your son, take beautiful pictures with you, encourage you to do better. Go to work at fucking Burger King and break the law for you to go to school. If you can't handle that, don't let the motherfucker put a baby in you, bro. If you can't handle that, very simple. And gentlemen, if you feel she can't handle that, if you feel like you're doing too much, and if you leave this bitch, she would kill herself. She probably will. She'll probably go so far as to hurt a small child. She probably will. I'm not saying all women are like that. That's definitely not true. But hope for the worst, prepare for the worst. I mean, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. At the end of the day, Aaron Moses calls himself Aaron Moses for a reason. Aaron Moses doesn't take L's. There's not one L in my name for a reason. No, there's no L's in my name. There's not one L. There's no L's in my name. There's no L's in my mom's name. There's no L's in my whole family. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and continue my day as beautiful as it should be. I'm not even mad. I'm not really mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. My son has my genes, so I know he'll be okay. There is a God, so I know he'll be okay. And if he's not, the freaks will find their way home because karma is real. Karma is real, and the only way for you to have a good life as an adult is to be an adult. You can't be a child and aspire to to do grown people shit. That's how you feel every time. If you want to be, if you want grown up shit, if you want adult shit, if you want to be grown and do grown shit, if you approach it like a child, if you have the mind of a child, if you think, act, smell, look like a child, then what's going to happen is your quality of life is going to be significantly devalued. It's going to be lower than you expected every time. There's children millionaires out there doing adult things, actors, singers, all kind of shit. But they have one thing that you don't have, and that's luck. Luck, support, lots of love, lots of potential, and a reason to feel valuable. That's the difference between you and those child fucking millionaires. That's it. Everybody take this message and pass it along. I'm we the bang together, man. Peace.